Awesome. Okay, we're going to give this a shot. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Jennifer Sugarman. I'm the president and CEO of the Cocoa Beach Regional Chamber of Commerce. I have my great team members on with me, as well as our host today, which we'll get to in just a moment. I want to welcome you to the Cocoa Beach Regional Chamber of Commerce's first ever Around the Space Coast in 60 Minutes, and this is our tourism edition. This is an engaging and interactive new virtual initiative brought to you by our series sponsor, Florida Power and Light. This series is geared towards bringing awareness to the various different industries we have in Brevard County as our business community continues to pivot and recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. Each month for the next year, we will continue to showcase our incredible business partners across all industry sectors with different themed editions of this fun event. And we couldn't be more pleased to kick this off with our tourism partners first. So with that, a few housekeeping items. If you could just make sure that you have your Zoom and speaker view, that's going to be really helpful for you to see the great tours that we're going to have today of our different tourism partners. Also, please remain on mute so that way we can be respectful to our presenters and our segment sponsors. And from there, just have fun. I hope you have lunch with you and that you have a great time today. And we're so happy that you joined us and that you're here. And last thing I'll say is there's a lot of technology going on today behind the scenes, and I'm certainly not the brightest brain when it comes to that. So I've asked Rob Himmler to crack some jokes while I'm transitioning videos and things like that. So let's just have fun today. It's all about Zoom and technology and the environment we're in. And I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce Bart Getchins, who is with Florida Power and Light. Bart is our series, FPL is our series sponsor for Around the Space Coast, and we're so happy he's here with us today. So I'm going to go ahead and let him give his presentation. And let me stop sharing this, and I'm going to pull that up. This is the part where the jokes start.
I think the pressure is more on me than with the jokes. You don't want Rob jokes. They're really, really bad. But thank you everyone for joining us today. This is going to be a good time.
It is. I'm loading your slides, Bart. I apologize. Here we go.
No problem.
Oh, I love there's some people actually eating at lunch right there on the table.
That's the whole point. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Can everyone see the FPL slides?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Jen. Can everybody hear me okay?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about delivering America's best energy value. So next slide, please. Just a reminder that we're still in hurricane season and we're preparing every day. And the money from your bills is reinvested back into the community. I think many of you have seen the hardening we've done, the lanes that have been shut down while we're putting in new poles, hardening the system, making it more storm resilient. So let me remind you that October is actually the busiest month in Florida. And we're seeing that where there's going to be a storm that's going to be hitting the panhandle probably right now as we speak. But hurricane season runs through November 30th, and we're already up to Hurricane Zeta will be the next one, God forbid. Next slide, please. A little bit about FPL you may not know, but we're owned by NextEra Energy, and you can see in the green where NextEra Energy has some of its locations. We're the largest producer of renewable energy in the entire world. We are Fortune 200, ranked #1 in the electric and gas utility industry for Fortune's list of most admired companies for the 13th time in 14 years. I'm not sure what happened that one year. You can see our service territory there in blue And we are hoping soon to merge with our sister company, Gulf Power. That's actually Pensacola up in the Panhandle, where you're looking at. Next slide, please. We've got a large service territory in that blue area. You can see we cover 35 counties. There's actually 55 electric utilities in the state of Florida. We have 661 substations, 75,000 miles of power lines, 926 transformers, both pad mount and aerial, 1.3 poles and structures, and approximately 1.5 million customers. You figure 2 people per household, so probably well over 10 million people are served by FPL. Next slide. One thing we're very proud of is delivering value to our customers, and that is consistently being one of the cleanest, the most reliable, and yet still being affordable. Next slide. And you can see here solar, just a little bit about solar. We've got 2 current solar fields in Brevard County that are operating, one down in Barefoot Bay, one over near the Space Center. We're going to be constructing a new solar farm in Palm Bay, and also right across from the KSC Visitor Center that you're going to be seeing soon, something we're very excited about. We have the largest community solar program in the US. This, of course, reduces our CO2 profile 30% lower than the national average. 30 million solar panels installed by the year 2030. We will have the world's largest solar-powered battery, and we are still exploring something new on the horizon that I'm really excited about is green hydrogen technology. Look it up when you get a chance. The next slide, please. All right, most reliable. You probably may not appreciate that unless you've lived somewhere else and seen what other utilities have provided. I know you still get some flickers and things like that, but we do live in an area that has a lot of trees, a lot of lightning, a lot of car accidents, things like that. But 55% of our main power lines have either been hardened or they're underground. 96% of our transmission structures, the big old poles you see, really thick poles, have been converted from wood to either steel or concrete. We're continuously trimming because the trees keep growing into our service area, and that causes a lot of the outages or flickers that you get too. So that's a lot of money. And we have a pilot program going on now that if you have rear service in your backyard, we're going to be converting that to underground. It may take a number of years, but at least we got it started in the right direction. Next slide. So how do we get to being the most reliable in the electric company in the United States? Well, we've got 5 million smart meters on the side of your home that tell us what you're using when you're out of power. We've got 160,000 intelligent devices that tell us that there's a car accident at the other end of the feeder, so we're going to isolate and get you back on quicker. We've got diagnostic centers like the one you see here, and drones and substation robots that we actually use. So embracing technology. Next slide. Bills that are affordable, and I said 30% below the national average, among the lowest bills in Florida. I think one little co-op has us beat. Lower bills today than nearly 15 years ago. And I bet you can't find many commodities other than maybe gasoline that can say that. And the most cost-efficient utility in the United States. Next slide. You know, you've always got to think outside the box. So we have eliminated coal. We're cutting back on our natural gas, more solar, but also we make data-driven decisions and we're embracing technology. So out with the old, in with the new. We're actually, as our CEO likes to say, we're a technology company who happens to sell electricity. Next slide, please. Okay. I think during COVID, we've all had hard times, and we've given $5 million in emergency funding. We've given payment extensions. We've reduced our bills 25% in May. We're connecting customers with financial aid. If you know someone who's behind on their bills, they need to call us to avoid being disconnected. And also we're waiving late fees, things like that to try to help out our customers. And next slide, please. Community support. Hopefully you see us out and about at many community events and supporting our community, giving back, because we know it's important to you, especially at a time like this. We've donated $500,000 to United Ways throughout our service territory. We've donated $245,000 to Partners for Hungry relief efforts, and also delivering meals to our seniors that are homebound. Next slide, please. Supporting education, $250,000 to the Boys and Girls Club to help them succeed. I think we all realize that's really important to us. So we do a lot with education and STEM. And next slide. Okay, what really helps with the chamber is supporting the small businesses. We know you guys are bread and butter. We've got something called the Main Street Recovery Credit Program. We've had energy efficiency webinars. I hope you've been able to join them, or you've been looking on our website. We've got CARE Act resources, and of course, to help you guys with your energy usage, we've got the Business Energy Manager. And next slide. And lastly, understand, you'll see in there in the bottom circle, it says 35 mules. And people always say, what does 35 mules have to do with FPL? When we started as a utility back in the Ice Age, not the actual Ice Age, but I call it Ice Age because we used to be an ice company. We had mules that would deliver the ice. So that was, we were a startup company. So we haven't forgotten that. So right now we have a program to help startup companies. So we're doing a lot with that, kind of like Shark Tank. We find that if it's good, if it's going to help out our business, we support these startup companies. So that's it in a nutshell. And again, Jen, I want to say thank you and let you know how much we appreciate your partnership and what you've done personally for this entire community. And all I can say is God bless the Cocoa Beach Chamber and the Cocoa Beach area. Thank you.
Oh, Bart, thank you so much. That means the world to me. And just obviously FPL has been one of our larger investors in the chamber and allowed us to continue all of our program of works through this crazy year. So thank you for everything that you do. I really appreciate that. At this time, I'm gonna
feel free to reach out to me if anyone has any questions.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And put questions if you have them in the chat. Rob Himmler, our host, is going to be helping us moderate that throughout the entire event. So with that, I'm going to introduce our director of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Miss Darby Miller, who I have to give kudos to. She's helped me manage this whole thing from the ground up since we started with the tourism edition, and she's out in Cocoa Beach, which is the area we are featuring today. So Darby, I'm going to ask you to unmute and take it away to introduce our segment sponsors.
I'm unmuted, so hope everybody can hear me. Glad to be here. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you, Bart and FPNL. I did want to say that we're thrilled that the tourism edition is the launch for this first edition of this entire year series. Could not be any more proud of our tourism partners in the CVB. Everybody's stuck together through trying times. We have some great segment sponsors coming up. You're going to be amazed at the things that you can do in the community that you may not even know about or haven't had the chance to experience. So a quick run through of who you're going to hear from. We're going to hear from AirBoat rides at Midway. We're going to hear from the American Space Museum, Beachside Hotels and Suites, Florida Air Tours, and last but not least, Hampton Inn and home to Cape Canaveral Cruise Port. But first, and certainly the most important guy, because he's going to take over from here, Rob Himmler, who's the manager of marketing communications for Orlando Melbourne International Airport. And the airport is our edition sponsor. So we couldn't have done it without Rob. He actually came up with the idea back in the summer, said, I think this is going to be great. Let's get out in the community, see what's going on with our partners. So we started with tourism. Orlando Melbourne International Airport is such an important tourism driver in our community. We're glad he's here. And Rob, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks, Darby, and welcome everyone. Thank you to the Chamber for listening to my crazy ideas, and we're running with it this time. And hopefully there's many more of these awesome events to come. Before we move on to all of our segment sponsors, just a brief update. I don't want to take too much time, but a brief update about the airport, your hometown airport. We're doing pretty good when it comes to air service. Know that when you're ready, we're ready to have you. When you're ready to travel, whether that's for business, whether that's for tourism, whether that's your family coming in town, just know that we're ready. And we've taken many steps to make sure that every part of the journey through MLB is safe, is calm, is clean. Not much has changed because we were that before. You're never bumping elbows at MLB, but now it's more important than ever that you're not bumping elbows with people or touching weird tram surfaces or anything like that. So And Delta and American have continued to stay committed to our community. They've never stopped here. You know, they're making very difficult decisions in the air. All airlines are. And there were days where Delta came once and, you know, that day and American only came once that day, and it was pretty quiet around here. But now American is almost back to their full schedule that they were flying pre-pandemic, which is 3 times a day. There's a few days of the week that they're 2 times a day, but that's to their hub in Charlotte, as well as Delta's back to 4 times a day, just 1 less than before the pandemic. Delta's flying on a reduced capacity, but American is flying on full capacity. So either options are there. And actually, American has plans to bring back Philadelphia starting next month for every Saturday. And then actually in December, right before the holidays, it's going to be daily. Again, could change. The airlines are making difficult decisions every day, but right now when we look at their schedules, that's their plan. And real quick, just to let you know, I know we announced, we had a huge announcement back in November that TUI Airlines, one of the UK's largest travel group actually, they're still planning on coming here in April of 2022. And we're going to need everyone's help to make sure we welcome all. They're planning on about 150,000 annual visitors from the UK coming to Florida through the Space Coast and through MLB, your hometown airport. So we're doing our job. We're making about to put millions and millions of dollars into our terminal that not only they're going to be able to enjoy, but when you travel, every single passenger is going to be able to enjoy, from ticketing to the new checkpoint to an expanded concourse with new gates and so on, and a welcome center for all of our new guests. So brush up on your British lingo. Make sure you're teasing your restaurants and in your hotel lobbies because they're coming. So what we wanted to do, we're going to do some awesome giveaways today throughout the entire program. You have to be here to win. So don't sign off, stay with us the whole time. But what we're going to start is with 2 from the airport. We have $50 value gift cards for parking. Even though our parking is the cheapest in Central Florida when you compare all airports, but we do have 2 giveaways, and I've actually already drawn names. I'm doing it in a way where we're drawing from the attendee list, and Joseph Dyer and Emmanuel Tormes are our 2 winners. They're a $50 credit for parking the next time you fly MLB. Save these for when you're flying leisure flights out of here. So please, Emmanuel, I know your email, but Joseph, if you could put your email in the chat so that I can record that, and I'll reach out to you and we'll get these mailed to you. So congratulations. But honestly, these are lame, to be honest, compared to the other giveaways that are coming up. So stay tuned for those. And Jen already mentioned a few housekeeping items. Please stay muted, but if you have any questions at all for any of our segment sponsors, please put it in the chat. We'll try our best to get to it if we have time in this segment. If not, we'll try and get to it at the end. Again, the best view, if you hover your mouse over your Zoom, in the top right of your screen, you'll see speaker view. We're going to be going back and forth between the PowerPoint with some videos and also some tours. We're going on location today. So make sure to get, for the best view, check out speaker view for that so that you have the full screen for our guests. So yeah, all right, on to our tourism segment sponsors. As we all know, millions of visitors travel to our area every year to enjoy our nature, our wildlife, our space adventure right here on the Space Coast, but so much more, in our beaches. The phrase "in your backyard" means more than ever now, especially for all of us that are itching to go out and do things, get out of the house. So right now is a great time. If you've never done any of these things, if you've ever been a tourist in your own backyard, now's the time to do it, because you don't really have to fight the lions right now. And our area's unique assets, charm, and family-friendly beaches and towns provide a perfect location for a vacation if you have any families out of town or friends. And again, like I said, and in our case, a staycation. So sit back and enjoy Around the Space Coast in 60 Minutes, Tourism Edition. Our first highlighted business are my friends at Florida Air Tours, which is owned by Mark Granger. It is actually two businesses. There's Cocoa Beach Helicopter, which flies right out of Port Canaveral, and Florida Biplanes, which flies out of our neighboring airport, Merritt Island Airport. Before we head to Mark, let's take a look at this cool video that they put together. Fingers crossed, it works. Well, that was cool, being an aviation nerd, first of all. But obviously the view from above at the Space Coast is absolutely incredible. I'm partial to it, being, you know, we're one of the most scenic approaches, and it says it all when you're up there. But right now what we're gonna do is go over to Mark. Looks like he's right outside waiting for us. So
He
Mark,
is.
over to
Make sure
you.
you're on speaker view so you can see Mark.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, everybody. Welcome. I'm Mark Granger. I'm the owner of Florida Air Tours, and I'm at our Cocoa Beach helicopter location in beautiful Port Canaveral. This is our Robinson R44 helicopter that we give our sightseeing tours in right out of the port. We have our own private helipad, actually right at the entrance to the port. It's a beautiful location. Let me show you the Robinson. This is what it looks like inside. The R44 is the most mass-produced piston helicopter in the world. So this is what it looks like inside. We take seated side by our seats, windows. We wear pilots the tour. One lucky can sit up in the front, and of course, ability we have from it's got its gauges, altitude, vertical speed, compass, engine instruments. These are more engine instruments and whatnot. If you zoom back here, Rob, this is how he uses to control the helicopter, as well as a thing called comfortable experience. Now, what I want to do, tourist things to see in the port. You can practically walk to it from us. We sit about 5,000 yards from the ocean, so many of our tours can take you out over the beach. And we're also 1,000 yards from the port waterway itself. Rob and I noticed that if you look over, it's kind of hard to see. We discovered today that you can't zoom with Zoom. But if we could zoom in, you'd be able to see the SpaceX booster rocket is right between those two palm trees above that white thing. That's literally the rocket. It just came back into town. That's the rocket that took off this weekend and launched the last batch of the Starlink satellites for SpaceX. So now what we're going to do is take you inside, show you our little office here, and give you what it would be like the experience if you were to come take a tour with us. So we're open daily, 7 days a week, from 9 until sunset. You can make a reservation and an appointment, or we handle walk-ins all the time. Come on in here. So this is our office. And when the customers come in, what we do is we have a menu board where they can pick and choose which tours they want to take. We've got something for everybody, from $19 per person all the way to $229 per person. If you want to, we call it the see it all, literally see it all. So because we're in the port, we call it the cruise ship special. It's a quick one, 3 to 5 minutes. But I wanted Ron to show you, this is a screenshot we have. This photo was taken from our helicopter. This was on a 3-minute tour. And pre-COVID, of course, the second busiest cruise ship port in the world. And this is the booster rocket coming in on the drone ship. All of SpaceX infrastructure is right here. So even our shortest $19 tour allows you to see things like this. It's just spectacular. All the tours are good, short to long. Because of this fantastic location on the Space Coast, we get to offer you the ocean. This one goes down to the Cocoa Beach Pier for just $69. I've got the Cocoa Beach Thousand Island tour. This extended tour is pretty cool, and I've been told that Darby's going to be doing it next week. It takes you up to the Kennedy Space Center, where you actually fly down the Space Shuttle runway for a low pass. And then our Mac Daddy See It All adds all these tours combined, plus a spectacular trip down the St. Johns River, where we go over things like airboat rides at Midway. And you can, from above, you can see the awesome airboats from above, as well as alligators and whatnot. And then I just thought I'd show you guys, since we are on the Space Coast, this is indeed the Space Coast from above. We take off, we're located down here in the port, and our tours that do that Space Shuttle runway pass come over the Banana River, take you up to the Visitor Center, where we circle the Atlantis Discovery display. Blue Origin now has some new stuff here to see. It's pretty fascinating. And then we cruise right on up by the Vehicle Assembly Building. You get a beautiful, spectacular view of launch pads 39A and B. The SpaceX uses 40 now. ULA is launching their Delta 4 from 37. I think I heard that's happening this week or next week, but it's coming up. Anyway, we go by the Vehicle Assembly Building, and then literally this is the Space Shuttle runway where we do a low pass. So we get to show the passengers this before they fly. They get an idea what they're going to see when they fly up on the Cape. It's pretty spectacular. Now, the thing to keep in mind is, yes, it's Florida Air Tours. We also we actually started the business with our vintage World War II biplanes. I wish I could operate them out of the port, but there's not a runway here. So we have to do it out of the Merritt Island Airport. The good news is it's only 15 minutes from here, just 5 miles due west of downtown Cocoa Beach. So it's still a great location. And all the tours we offer in the helicopter, we offer identical, same times, durations, and prices. It's just slightly different venues of what you're going to see, but believe it or not, they're pretty much almost identical. The shuttle runway pass, the pier, the downtown Cocoa Beach, and the See It All are identical. So with that, I think we have a video. I can't be at both places at once, but I took a quick video of me showing the biplane off, and I think we're going to go to that now, Jennifer. Is that right?
Let us pray.
Okay. So this is Mark Granger at the Merritt Island Airport, where we fly these awesome World War II vintage biplanes. This is an authentic, built in 1940 Waco UPF-7 is the make and model. They're 3-seaters, and that's the whole reason for using these for air tours, because 2 people can sit together in the front while the pilot's in the back. So we're going to walk around the airplane real quick. Come on up. This is a 7-cylinder radial engine made by Jacobs. Isn't that beautiful? 275 horsepower. Come on around this way. And then you walk up there, and so I can point to them for the seats. Come right up to the seats. So this is the front cockpit, where we can take 2 passengers seated side by side in the front, and the pilot sits back here, and this is the rear cockpit for the pilot. And when you're flying, it looks like this, only ground belay. It's just beautiful outdoor in the open. It's like being up in the sky in a Harley Davidson.
That is awesome. I've been in it. It's amazing.
That was cool, Mark. Thank you. Well, I know some of you probably had a little bit of a spotty part when he was in the helicopter, but that was on purpose, because to get the rest of the tour, you have to go to the helicopter and get a tour, and Mark will be there to help you out. So make sure to check them out, FloridaAirTours.com. Awesome. So what we're going to do now is a giveaway that is pretty awesome. I did pull the winner already, but let me just tell everyone what the giveaway is. It's a helicopter tour for up to 3 people. We ask that the winner confirms in the chat with us to make sure that they're still here, and provide their email to either myself or Jen or Mark, so that we can connect with you and get the awesome thing. So drum roll, is going to be Bill Drexler is the winner.
Billy boy, congrats. We have your email.
Awesome. Congratulations, Bill.
And Rob, I think we still need Joseph's email address in the chat. So Joseph, if you're still here for the MLB. Okay, good. Awesome.
Yep.
I never win anything, so that's awesome.
Congrats, Bill. That's awesome. All right. Thanks again, Mark. We are going to move on to our second highlighted business today. AirBoat rides at Midway. They're all about fun, speed, adventure, and excitement. Originating as a fish camp in the 1930s, Midway added airboats in 1970 and haven't looked back since. Often called the Central Florida Everglades, the St. Johns River is the other side of our area and a great way to get back to nature while getting your blood pumping, that's for sure. It's where airboats are king, and airboat rides at Midway is the star attraction. First, let's check out this awesome video from our friends.
I could not be more excited about this and the animals we're about to meet. It's thinking.
Sure.
Touch the back, you can. There you go. And if you want to touch his belly, he's very soft.
His belly is soft.
You can touch his nails, that's okay. Yep, they're actually not real sharp. Nope. Nope.
Awesome. So we have a friend from the airboat rides at Midway. Sean, let's go over to you. I think she wants to show us around.
Hey Rob, thank you. We are finally open and we are so excited here at Airboat Rides at Midway that we are able to do some outdoor activities and get our place going into where people can start being in the outdoors and just really enjoying being out on the river. So one of the things that we wanted to show you or what to expect sometimes when you come and see us here at Midway Airboats is we have Captain Derek here to where we have Baby, our Burmese python, who tends to like to be outside sometimes. But most of the time we do have a home full of other Florida wildlife snakes and things that are here at Midway. But since Baby is cooperating, she is pretty cool. She's probably about how long would you say?
13 and a half feet.
13 and a half feet. So sometimes customers are surprised when we have to clean their cages or when it's feeding time. So once in a while she can be out and about. But one of the things I want to show you is let's go out on our back patio for some of the other things you'll be able to see when you come and do an airboat ride. Now, one of the things is here at Midway Airboat Rides, our general mission is included with our animals here that we got some birds. That's Oscar. He's our new bird that we just rescued. And now here is our famous pork chop pot-belly pig. He doesn't do much, but he is 13 years old and he loves being outside and having little belly rubs. But we are mostly known not for just seeing alligators and having a great airboat tour, but people love to come and see Pork Chop. We always get, is this the place where Pork Chop, the potbelly pig is? So if it's been a while since you've seen us, yes, this is the same original Pork Chop the pig. So he is still alive and still cooking. So cooking, why did I say cooking? We are not cooking Pork Chop. Kicking, how about that? That's too funny. But one of the things I want to show you here at Midway Airboats is let's take a look at what our captains are going to be doing, because since we can't really guarantee seeing alligators, but we can guarantee that you're going to hold one after the tour. So let's check out to see what our captain's doing in the gator tank. Right now we have Captain Tony. It looks like he may be feeding some alligators. So let's see if we can interrupt him for just a second. Hey, Captain Tony, is there a quick fun tip that you can give us with these alligators?
Yes, don't feed alligators that are wild. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you don't feed wild alligators. You don't want to humanize an alligator. But you can come see us here anytime you like and see some of our gators. That's Casey eating right there. Hollywood's our big gator over here. They're hungry.
Now, as you can tell, we're here right here on East Colonial Drive at Airboat Rides at Midway. We are only about 15 to 30 minutes from the Space Coast. So we're very easy in a little town called Christmas, which is only about 4 miles long, but it's a great place to come to where you actually come to Christmas, Florida. Now, in the back of us is our fleet of airboats, so we can accommodate small groups, bigger groups. People just love having a good time right here on the airboat. Just make sure that there's only one Midway, and to where we don't have any sister companies. We do not have anything that we have multiple operations. We just have one here on East Colonial Drive, which is Midway Airboats. And right now we are gonna see if we have one of the captains who's gonna be taking off on an airboat. So you can see see really just the fun and excitement of what to expect when you're on an airboat. Now, Captain Derek is getting one of the airboats together. Just let you guys know that we do 1 hour airboat tours. So for the 1 hour, also including into our small animal exhibits to where you can also hold a baby alligator, it's only $45 per person or per adult. And if you guys have children ages 4 to 12, it's $40. Now, a lot of us, people ask if you take babies or toddlers, we do. So the only thing is they have to wear a life jacket, no slings. They have to have a life jacket, and we do have small little headsets for the little guys. Now, when you want to book an airboat ride with us, you can either call us or you can make reservations online. Now, we do our airboat rides right here on the St. Johns River. So thank you, Mark. So if you're ever doing a helicopter tour or a biplane tour, you will probably see one of our boats here on the St. Johns River. You can always try to wave to us, and hopefully we can see you guys also on your tour up in the air. But if you ever want to do a tour on the water, just come out to Airboat Rides at Midway, and we would love for you guys to come out and see us. Let's go take over here.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean, and to the entire family team over at Airboat Rides at Midway. I honestly don't know if I would be laughing the entire time or screaming on one of those, but I'm definitely gonna check it out. That's awesome. I'm also gonna come, like I said last week when we talked, to conquer my fear of snakes over there. We do have a question though. Do people need to make reservations, or do you take walk-ins?
We definitely really encourage reservations since we are limiting the number of people in our store and also limiting the number of people on our boats. So we just want to, so we can keep track of how many people are coming in and out of our facility. It just helps us better gauge with the amount of people. But if you're just trying to do a whim and just having a great time and you just want to stop by, you know, we are not going to turn you away. We are going to try to do our best to see if we can fit you guys into our schedule. Because that's the most important thing is we do airboat tours on a schedule. So we're open 7 days a week, but from 9:30 to 4:30, which is all listed on our website.
Awesome. Thank you. Which is airboatridesatmidway.com. Thank you. I think it's time for giveaway. So our Sean and all our friends over there are giving away a 1 hour tour for 2 people. For the winner, just remember that you do need to call, like she said, to make a reservation, but we can mail that certificate to you. So please make sure to confirm in the attendance that you're still with us. But I did draw, and it goes to Brittany Johnson. Are you there, Brittany?
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Oh, congrats, Brittany.
Hi.
All right, well, you better get another adventurer and call for your reservation. That'll be fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Congrats. Awesome. Thanks, Sean. All right, so we're going to keep moving along to our third highlighted business, which is the American Space Museum and Walk of Fame, which is located in downtown Titusville. This jewel, in fact, is the only museum where the intent is to honor and place emphasis on American space workers and others who have made the space programs here possible. Inside the museum, you will find exhibits featuring many items donated by individuals, astronauts themselves, space workers, NASA, and space contractor companies, including everything from spacecraft parts to astronaut suits to photos, working launch councils, and so on. To tell us more is their community liaison, Mark Marquette. Take it away, Mark. Or I'm sorry, we're going to do a video first, aren't we?
Sorry, no, not for Mark. He's taking us, he's going to unmute himself, or Cheryl can help unmute him, and then we can get started with the tour.
Awesome. Sounds good. And remember, everyone, put it on speaker view up in the top right corner.
I'm unmuted.
Better view. There we go.
Welcome, everybody, to the American Space Museum. I am Mark Marquette, the community liaison, where we want you to come and see our museum so you can stay curious. We rebranded a program called Stay Curious on Facebook during the pandemic, and it has certainly been a silver lining. Every day at 4 o'clock, you can hear real space workers talk about their experiences or space history, and we love astronaut birthdays. But I am coming to you from our new Space Workers Gallery. Behind me are photographs of maybe your Grandpa Jones that worked on Apollo, or maybe Aunt Sally's up there that worked on the shuttle. Maybe you've got a cousin or a nephew that's working out on SpaceX right now. This is what we are all about in Brevard County and what our museum is all about. As the birth of the American Space Program here in Brevard County, such a unique place to live. I've only been here 3.5 years, and I hope I don't leave, except on vacations. But those of you that grew up here, raised your families through these generations of the space programs, are truly a unique heritage like none other in America. And I really mean that. We've got, I was in East Tennessee for 35 years, and there's coal miners in Southwest Virginia and West Virginia and Kentucky and Tennessee. They're over different states. There's fishermen on both coasts that have a tremendous heritage. Every region of our country, farmers and so forth, have a heritage. But your heritage growing up here in Brevard County is the only place on Earth where we have sent humans to the moon, and only one of 3 places where we've launched humans to space. And in 2 weeks, we're going to launch 4 more people to the International Space Station on a private spaceship. Things are just coming back unbelievably. That's why our chambers are doing such a great job of getting out there and welcoming the new tourism industry that the private space companies have brought. But that's what we celebrate here, is you, the space worker, and your families that grew up here. And I'm passionate about that because it is one of a kind place, our museum. We have one of a kind items. Most of them were destined for the landfills. Literally, many things, as I put my swag bag here that we hope you buy or that you win. Literally, many of these things were beside a dumpster, and one of our space workers that was retired said, "Can I have that?" And they're going to throw it away. And when they want it, you got to do paperwork 2 feet thick. But I did want to point out how our Stay Curious program and how we all really started here at the American Space Museum was these right here. That is the handprints of Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon, in bronze. All right. And this is how our museum started. There was an idea in 1990s to do this in downtown Titusville, and NASA contractor workers got involved. And in fact, we're interviewing on Stay Curious Charlie Mars, our board of directors tomorrow, that harvested about 30 of these handprints of astronauts that are in Spaceview Park, just 3 blocks from our museum. We had these on display, but Neil's and Sally Rides and some others, but we were COVID conscious here at our museum and have put them up. But there's the man's handprints, okay? And you can lay your hands on them over there at Spaceview Park where they get real hot and that COVID burns up every day. But the analogy that I'd like to make that I'm passionate about is there's arrowheads of Indian culture all across America. And same way with Civil War items in many states are Civil War items. But there's only one place you can get a brick thrown out of a flame trench of a Saturn V rocket going to the moon, and that's here in Brevard County. And we've got one of them in our display case for you to see. That's what we're all about, is inspiring the next generation of space workers with the history of their parents, their grandparents, aunts and uncles and so forth. And real space workers are giving you the tours here. We are now open. We were closed 6 months. Like any proud Brevard County nonprofit, we've taken a big hit, probably lost $50,000 the last 6 months that we were closed. That's a lot of money to our proud little nonprofit, and money that we'll never get back. And I'll tell you at the end here how you can support us a little bit. But real space workers are given the tours. I'm an amateur astronomer, so I'm one of the few people that wasn't involved at the rocket ranch, as we call it, just 10 miles across the river from where I sit, where the big vehicle assembly building is. But real space workers are giving you the tours and questions, and it's just amazing what you can learn. Also, we're huge into STEAM education, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And some call it STEM, but we like the A in there for art, aeronautics, astronomy, agriculture, all kinds of things are involved in that A. And though we've curtailed our Saturday programs because of COVID, part of our reaching out is our Stay Curious weekday program at 4 p.m., where we have usually 200 viewers. And it's really a silver lining of this pandemic. And now I've been tasked with trying to monetize that for our museum. But our wonderful director, Karen Conklin, has one goal in mind that she'd like to accomplish. She's been involved with this museum almost 20 years, but the last 3 as our director. And we got a great team. And she wants that team to be ready for when somebody steps forward and wants to put every 4th grader in Brevard County through this museum. We want someone to step up to the plate and do that. There's 5,000 4th graders in Brevard County. We figure that's a $200,000 a year task or more for some corporation to put their name on, that I put every kid in Brevard County through a museum dedicated to this American space worker. In 6th grade, they all go on buses to the Kennedy Space Visitors Complex. So we want them to understand what they're seeing when they get out there. And believe you me, we miss our foreign students that came in the droves from Japan, Brazil, Germany this year. And invariably, they go to the Kennedy Visitors Complex, which is awesome. But then when they come here, they love us just as much because we were very hands-on, but we're very close to everything. And I'm going to show you a few things in our museum in just a second. We also do stargazing events. We were doing them twice a month. That's my forte. I'm an amateur astronomer all my life. I literally have no memories of not having a telescope or loving astronauts and going to space since I was like 8 years old. And so that's, unfortunately, to admit, almost 6 decades that I've been crazy about astronauts and astronomers. So you know that have met me know that I'm eat up with it, and happily so, because this is about you. I am so passionate about that. This is your place. This is your heritage like none other in the world. And it's growing again. And we can't wait to put boots back on the moon and eventually Mars. Well, I'm a stargazer. We have been doing, not been doing any stargazing because optically it just looks bad. And we're so sensitive about that as a nonprofit. But we are going to probably get back into them. But I did just want to remind you a little stargazing. When it gets dark tonight, that red star next to the moon above the horizon is Mars. And someday, probably not in my lifetime, but maybe in your grandkids' lifetime, humans will be on Mars. And there it is, beautifully red, looking at it. The moon's going to be full, I think, Friday night. And I want you to know something. And I've been privileged to go to Dana Good's property at Homewood Suites and Beachside Manor, which you're going to hear from Michelle Martindale next, and do some stargazing there. And people love it. And I tell them, and you go out tonight, that moon's going to be rising over the ocean, over a building next to a palm tree, and it's going to look as big as a pumpkin there. You're going to say, Mark, I couldn't hold a pumpkin in front of me and cover it up. Oh, yeah, you can. You take your arm, hold it out with your little pinky. You can cover that moon up every time you see it with your little pinky. When it's close to a building or the ocean, that's called a moon illusion, and it looks gigantic in our mind. It's an illusion in our brains. Happy when I say maybe it's because all the moonshine that we're getting. But as I say, you can't get too much moonshine. But this illusion is like looking at the picture. Do you see a profile of 2 people looking at each other, or a vase? And so get out tonight, watch the beautiful moon rising over the ocean, over your backyard next to a palm tree. And you'll say, it's huge. Wait a minute, I'm going to cover up my little finger like Mark said. And yes, I can do that. So wanted to mention a little bit about Stay Curious. Here's the way to support us. And you can stop that and find all those places. Wanted to mention Laugh It Off. We've got a great partner in David Drake and his Donate Smarter, who's part of our chamber. And David works for our nonprofits to help us meet some of our goals. He's got a great vehicle for that. And you nonprofits should check David out. But he's got this Laugh It Off program that we're participating in, $25 Saturday, 10 to 11. They've got 7 comedians on there. And you can go to our Facebook or Donate Smarter and find out more about that. And I am looking at, want to talk about the impact that Stay Curious has had, just phenomenal. And I thank Pete Lynch for supporting us. And he was on Stay Curious with his daughter. And we'd like to get some of you on Stay Curious about your business. It doesn't have to be space related. But Wednesday, we're going to have Titusville Police Chief Lau here live on our Facebook live program to talk about how you can watch the launch and talking to people all over the world. We've got regular visitor people that watch our Stay Curious in Scotland, in New Zealand, in Italy, and of course across the fruited plain. So check it out. We love your support. We need to reach 10,000 Facebook followers to monetize our Facebook page, and we're a little over 8,500. When we took that thing over aggressively 2.5 years ago, we only had 400 followers. And I can't underestimate how Facebook has done for our museum as an outreach for a nonprofit. Well, I've covered all the points. I wanted to mention that we do have an eBay presence where we have over 100 items, American Space Museum, things that literally walk in our door that are usually under $100 that you can buy from the shuttle era and the Apollo era. Also, we're going to have an auction 4 or 5 times a month, and we'll advertise that. The next one will be in December. And we sell over $200,000 worth of memorabilia at these auctions. We become one of the 5 top auction houses for space memorabilia in the world. And we get to keep 30 or 40,000 of it. That's why I'm here. That's why we're keeping the doors open through the pandemic, was the couple auctions that we had. Well, Rob, I'm going to stand up real quick and show everybody around. Just a minute. And I've got a camera on wanted to show you here. First of all, this is one of the most sought after posters in the world, is this Snoopy poster. And it's got assures mission success. Snoopy become the mascot, as all you NASA people know. And the Snoopy Award is given to NASA people for their dedication to their job. And I'm just going to zoom around here real quick, another couple minutes. This is a 1950s map that those of you who have visited the museum at the 2 malls it was at, this was on the wall. Our Mercury and Gemini gallery to the right, that beautiful mural is from the Hubble telescope in our Hubble gallery. And I go over here to show you, we've got a Docent John is there. And here's a Artemis style spacesuit that's on loan to us from Gary Harris that built it. And as we zoom around our Apollo gallery here, you see a very rare, this is worth $10,000, maybe $20,000, this early version of the lunar module. Buzz Aldrin's there in a beautiful picture. That lunar module became this. And these are real consoles that were used in the Apollo era. There's a tire that was a space shuttle tire, not used because it's not scruffed up. These are consoles that actually fueled the space shuttles at the Launch Control Center in there. There's a pumpkin suit that was flown to space. And as I go over here and we look at our shuttle gallery, I zoom in on our wonderful shuttle model over there. That's a beautiful model, and there's a glass shuttle that hung in the firing room there. That's a model that was used as a demonstration of what the shuttle would look like to congressmen and so forth when they built it. And finally, to end my segment, and I really appreciate, I'm going to zoom in on We Need You. here at the American Space Museum, not just physically, but to support us. And as we've grown and taken our museum to a different level, I want to thank everybody, including the Cocoa Beach Chamber, that I am so happy and proud to be a part of. I have been involved in Chamber of Commerce's before, and without a doubt, let me zoom out there. This is one of the most wonderful experiences I've had with the Chamber, as I'm showing you our swag bag here that we're going to give away. So
Yes,
thank
let's
you,
give that
Jennifer
away.
and Darby, for all that you've done to promote us and the other businesses out there. We can't wait to see you here. We're going to give away some astronaut ice cream, 2 free tickets to our museum. I've got a lantern for the Apollo 50th and a little NASA sweet bag there. If you can come by and pick it up, fine. If not, I'll drop it off at the Chamber offices on Merritt Island. But thank you. And as I like to end my program, what we're all about is bridging the space between us. Come see us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. And we're going to go right to that giveaway. Drum roll. Da, 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 da. Jaya. Congratulations. And please reach out to me or Jen or Darby. Might have your email already. They might, but just
We do. And thanks for bringing your whole Leads Club today. You guys are really around the table at lunch. That's fun.
Love it. We're going to keep chugging along because I know this is around the Space Coast in 60-ish minutes. I didn't know if you saw that, but it's 60-ish. But we're going to go on to our 4th segment, and there's only one more after that with awesome giveaways, so stay tuned. Our 4th business is Beachside Hotel and Suites in Cocoa Beach. This property goes way back to the Rocket Age in Cocoa Beach, and the site has hosted a hotel since actually 1965. It's been completely restored. And even added a new courtyard and lazy river that we're about to see. Everything is old is new again. So first, let's watch this little video from Beachside Hotel and Suites. And again, make sure to put it on speaker mode so that you can see. But I'd like everyone to meet, if you don't already know her, Michelle Martindale, who's the director of sales with this property. And she's been at the property for many, many years. She knows the ins and outs, and I'm sure she can say a lot of great stories. But the best story she's going to talk about right now is about the renovation that just took place. Over to you, Michelle.
Hello, I'm Michelle Martindale, and I'm going to be taking on It's a beautiful day at Beachside Hotel and Suites, and I want to take you on a tour today. But before I start, I want to tell you a little bit about history. On May 15th, we completed a $5.9 million renovation project. And this project wasn't about sprucing up a 1965 motel. It was about creating a retro vibe hotel destination. So let's go on the tour. As you can see, the designers did a nice, colorful area, but we also needed to accommodate our guests' needs. So we added additional seating clusters to accommodate our cruise guests so they don't have to stand outside and wait for their port transfer. Hey, Lou. Lou has been mentioned in a number of our TripAdvisor guest reviews as providing excellent guest service. Thank you, Lou. We appreciate you. Since we are beachside and not beachfront, we offer our guests, you, a complimentary use of surfboard, boogie board, beach bike, beach cart with a couple of chairs and an umbrella. So you have an easy drive or walk over to the beach. For those of you who do not want to walk that 300 feet to the Atlantic Ocean beach, we have our own. It's complete with 2 Seminole Indian tiki huts and Adirondack chairs and plenty of sand. As you look around the heart of our hotel, you can see our grassy area where on Friday night we hosted the Planet Palooza stargazing event, and we'll be hosting on November 14th, Pause at Beachside along with Brevard Humane Society and pet adoption. Check out our Beachside mural. A local artist did that for us. It's really, really colorful, but it covers everything that's good about Cocoa Beach. Adjacent to our event area and our beach is our Duck Dive Pool Bar. It's an indoor-outdoor bar that is open to the public. Now let's go over to the breakfast area. As you can see, the retro vibe and colors still continue into our breakfast area where you can have breakfast and catch up on the news or your sports. And into our breakfast buffet, which is the newest and greatest, all the latest amenities. Check out that waffle machine. That's the best. And as you can see, the color and flow and the vibe continues into Duck Dive Pool Bar, which offers food and beverage specials on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And we also have the Sunday NFL ticket. So grab your friends and come watch your favorite NFL team here. You have great burgers, wings, pizza. We also have a child's menu that offers mac and cheese and hot dogs. Check out this picture of our hotel in 1965. We've really, really have come a long way. So let's go to the pulse of our hotel. Our lazy river and pool. Where you can step into our splash pool before swimming out to be under our waterfall, or you can hop onto our blue inner tube and just drift around a river. Yes, it does have a current, so if you want to sip a beverage or take a nap, you'll be listening to a little Jimmy Buffett or Margaritaville, and you'll be surrounded with 170 beautiful one-bedroom suites and rooms. And if you're ready to book your stay with us, you can go to www.beachsidehotelcocobeach.com to reserve your wonderful, wonderful staycation, or call us direct at 321-783-2221. And for those of you that can't stay, we do have pool passes that you can get at www.resortpass.com, and that's a 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. prize, so it's a great day. So so we invite you to come to Cocoa Beach, our Beachside Hotel and Suites to stay with us.
Awesome.
Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Michelle. That was talk about a relaxation oasis, I would call that. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go right to the giveaways. Michelle and you and your team have been very, very gracious with 2 giveaways over here. The first one is going to be a set of 2 resort passes for 2 people. The resort pass allows visitors access to the pool in the lazy river all day, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. You'll get free parking with it, and you'll get wristbands with it upon check-in. And drum roll, the winner is James Flint. Congratulations, James. If you could let us know that you're still here, we'll reach out to you and get those to you. And now I have to call this Michelle's grand finale prize, is actually a suite retreat getaway. It is 2 days, 1 night, overnight suite stay right there at the Beachside Hotel and Suites in Cocoa Beach. And drum roll, the winner is Trina Gorsuch. Congratulations, Trina. That is
Yay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy that absolutely beautiful property. Thank you again, Michelle. Congratulations to the winners, but we are going to move along to our 5th and final segment today. Our business is going to, they have a tongue twister of a name, so bear with me. They only have a few properties. It is Homewood Suites, Hampton Inn and Suites, and H2 by Hilton, Port Canaveral. I can breathe. Really 3 separate and fabulous hotels that are literally next door to the port. Today we actually have Tara, and I believe there are 2 that are going to be showing us the new properties. But first, they have a little video that they want to share with you.
Hi, welcome to the Hampton Inn and Home 2 here in Port Canaveral, Florida. I'm Tony. I'm going to take you on a quick virtual tour of this beautiful hotel. Come on in. We hope you enjoy your stay. Have a great day.
Thank you. And waiting for us, I see you, Tara and Dana. Over to you guys.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks everyone for sticking around for us. I know we went last, so thank you for your patience. I am Dana. This is Tara. We are the sales team here at our brand new Hampton Inn and Suites, Home 2 Suites Cape Canaveral. We just opened our beautiful property in May. We are the first complex dual property in the area, which means it's one building, 2 hotels. So we'd love to have you guys come out and check us out. If you want to come do a tour, or better yet, come do a staycation with us. We've got some great opening promotions on our websites. Come see the space. And also, if you are still looking to do a holiday party, as you saw in the video, we have some beautiful space up on the 6th floor. It's 1,200 square feet with a balcony overlooking Port Canaveral. We've got the event ready, procedures all in place by Hilton to do a safe event for you guys. We'd love to show you the hotel and bring your guests and come stay with us. So we hope to see you guys soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Holiday party, I'm in. But we do know that you guys also have a giveaway for our attendees. It is a 1-night stay and a bag full of goodies, right?
That's right.
Awesome. Drum roll. I already picked. Is Angie Sullivan. Congratulations. Angie, please let us know that you're still here so we can get that to you.
I'm still here.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah, excited to see you.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Dana, so much. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined us today. If anything comes out of this, I think it's all of us still realizing we need a staycation. And even more importantly than that, we have so many places to stay at and so many awesome things to do right here in our backyard. Again, this is just the start of hopefully many more great events. Sorry for keeping you a little bit longer. It's 60 minutes-ish. But yeah, thanks again, and right back
60-ish minutes. Yes, absolutely. Rob, thank you so much, because Rob's on our board of directors and the airport does so much for the chamber, and he really does have great, as communications people, we really get it. He came up with this wonderful concept and we ran with it. We came up with it as a group and it's just been phenomenal. So thank you to all of our segment sponsors. Thank you to everyone that gave us a tour. Thank you to FPL for being our series sponsor for this. And we look forward to hosting this again next month in November. As you know, November is all about being thankful, and we're thankful as a chamber for our small businesses and the shop local movement. So that will be our theme for November. Stay tuned on a date and make sure you register for that. And if you've really enjoyed this event, we encourage you to please share it, that it's going on. We want to build a following more and more each time and make sure that the business community of the Space Coast is really feeling the love and that we are driving traffic here, because we are open for business safely and coming back from COVID-19. So thank you to everyone. Thanks for attending. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.